All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a pretty wild world, the post-apocalyptic planet of online payments. It's a seriously treacherous landscape out there, but don't worry, we're going to map out a safe route through it together. So here's our mission briefing for today's expedition. First, we'll scout out the dangerous wasteland. Then, we'll find a secret vault called tokenization. After that, we'll take a tour of a fortified city, face what I call the Gateway Gauntlet. And finally, I'll hand you the survival guide you need to make it out in one piece. Okay, so let's set the scene. Our journey kicks off on this really hostile planet, a digital wasteland where just trying to handle raw payment data is a super high-stakes game. It is absolutely filled with risk and mind-bendingly complex rules. And hey, don't just take my word for it. As these ancient scrolls from the early settlers at authorize.net tell us, trying to navigate this world all by yourself is a truly treacherous task. Let's be real. Most merchants just don't have the specialized gear or the know-how to survive a direct hookup to the payment networks. You see, the number one law of this land is something called PCI DSS. The best way to think of it is as a super strict set of rules, and they're enforced by these powerful syndicates, the major card brands. If you break these rules, the penalties are severe. Just trying to comply is a huge burden, basically forcing you to build your own fortress just to handle sensitive data. Okay, so it sounds pretty bleak, right? But don't worry, there is a sanctuary. There's this amazing technology out there that offers real protection from all the dangers of the open planet. It's the secret to safe passage. And that sanctuary is called tokenization. As the architects over at the Adian Citadel define it, it's this brilliant yet beautifully simple concept. You just never expose your valuable data to the dangers of the wasteland in the first place. So how does it actually work? Well, the best analogy is a coat check at some fortified outpost, you know? You hand over your valuable payment card, that's your coat, to the secure attendant. In return, they give you a claim ticket. That's your token. Now, that ticket is totally useless to anyone else, but for you, you can use it to go about your business, all while your actual valuables stay locked up safe in the vault. Simple, right? All right, so now that we know how to stay safe, let's go check out one of the biggest, baddest fortified cities on this planet, the Adian Citadel. These gateways are so much more than just simple transaction points. They are massive strongholds of commerce and security. See, inside these citadels, you're going to find a lot more than just basic protection. No way. They are equipped with all kinds of sophisticated tools, advanced defenses, and trade routes that give any merchant who can get inside a massive advantage. And this is where it gets really cool. We're talking about some serious advanced weaponry here. Adyen, for instance, provides network tokens. These are special tokens issued by the card brands themselves, and they never expire. They also have an account updater service that, get this, automatically updates card details when they expire or get replaced. It's like having a self-repairing shield. Okay, so these citadels sound amazing. But there's a catch, right? There's always a catch. How do you actually get your payment data safely inside one of these gateways? Well, every merchant has to pass through the Gateway Gauntlet, a technical trial of API integration. And let me tell you, not all border crossings are created equal. Now, for a lot of the smaller, let's call them regional outposts that you find scattered across the payment planet, getting in is actually pretty straightforward. We've got these ancient scrolls from the Google Pay API, and they show us what a standard border pass looks like. All you need are two little pieces of information, the name of the gateway and your merchant ID. That's it. Simple. And this table, wow, it just lays it all out perfectly. Check this out. A regional outpost like 9Pay just needs that standard two-field pass. And get this, even the massive Adian Citadel uses that same simple standard to let you in. But then you get to the really heavily fortified places like Stripe and Braintree. They demand so much more paperwork. Version numbers, public keys, SDK versions. It's a way more rigorous security checkpoint. Which, of course, brings up the obvious question, right? Why? Why all the extra baggage? Why are these powerful strongholds like Stripe and Braintree making you jump through all these extra hoops just to get through the gate? Well, it all comes down to strategy. Choosing the right path really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And in this final section, we're going to give you the survival guide you need for picking your route through this whole wasteland. Ultimately, you're facing a pretty fundamental choice here. It's a classic trade-off, really. Simplicity and speed on one side versus power and flexibility on the other.
The simple path, offered by gateways like 9Pay or even Adyen, gets you up and running fast. It's the quickest route to safety. The more complex path to a fortress like Stripe or Braintree, well, it's slower, it's tougher, but it leads to way more power. So here's the big takeaway. Here's what you really need to remember from all this. Each one of those extra parameters, it's a key. It is literally a key that unlocks a specific, powerful feature or a unique security protocol inside that gateway's fortress. So the extra baggage isn't just red tape, it's your access pass to their most advanced tools. The journey is harder, for sure, but the rewards can be much, much greater.
So look, the journey across the payment planet is perilous, no doubt about it. But knowledge is power. And now you have the map. You understand the lay of the land. You understand the trade-offs between that swift path of simplicity and the more challenging road to ultimate power. So the only question left is, which path will you choose? The choice is yours.